Welcome back to International Scale Modeler. I'm Lee. On this month's news show, we've got quite a lot coming up in the way of reviews and tutorials and everything. We thought we'd add more of those in because it seems to be what people like. Obviously, we're going to touch base on the forum as well. But quickly, the first thing I wanted to mention was about the birds. I've had quite a few complaints about the noise of the birds, and I do understand what you're saying. If it were me and I wasn't, obviously I sit in here for hours on end and I really just don't hear the part of the background noise for me. But I do understand that if you're trying to watch a video and all you like chip, 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 chip in the background, it can be quite annoying. So I've bought a cover for the bird cage now. So as you can hear, you might be able to hear them just a little bit, but they're very, very muted. So hopefully it's going to make for a better show, and everyone's going to enjoy it a little bit better, and you won't have that annoying sound of the birds anymore. So from now on, that'll be the case. Right, so with that out of the way, just going to touch on obviously what's coming up in the show this month. We've got, first off, I'm going to have my notes because there's quite a few of them. We've obviously got the forum update with all the GBs, the SiGs, the prizes, competitions, all that sort of thing. We've got, I've got a list of what model reviews are coming this month, like what I'm doing, what Paul's reviewing as well. We've obviously got the build updates for myself and Paul, you know, where we are with our builds, what we finished in the last month, what we're starting next month, things like that. Obviously we'll go through all the prize draw winners that's happened in October as well. There's been quite a few. We've got the reviews. We've got a Lifecolor dust review, which is this one here. This is one of the prizes for this, one of the SiGs. We've also got a Vallejo model colour review, which is the set of model colours that I got for the figure painting thing. So we're just going to have a quick review on those. Paul's going to do a review on the Tamiya super glue pen dispenser. It looks quite funky actually. I think he's actually going to send me one down, which is nice. So thanks, Paul, in advance, mate. We've also got a product review on the Ultimate Modeler sanders. Okay, the guys at Ultimate, obviously we're having quite a few links with those at the moment, so they're going to be sponsoring a few competitions soon as well. We've got I've got a tutorial on how to, someone on the forum on ISM a couple of weeks ago asked about, they've bent their needle, need to get some work done and haven't got time to wait for the one to be shipped to them. Now an old trick I picked up years ago was you know, using a couple of blocks of wood and drawing the needle through the wood, and that works, and you can I don't know, add another year to the life of a needle. As long as you don't bend it too much, it'll still keep its strength and you'll still be able to use it. I've got one in my nice airbrush at the moment, which has been straightened twice already. Quite a thing for dinking my needles. So I said I'd do a quick tutorial on how to do that. Literally, it'll only be a couple of minutes. It's a very easy and simple process to do, and so that will be coming up as well. I've also got some shout outs at the end. And that's pretty much it for this show. Obviously a lot of forum stuff as well. First thing I want to do is, we've had another donation from a member. I mean, you may remember last month Greg Ches donated this beautiful model here, which is going in a competition for definite in November. So you know, that's going to be nice for in time for Christmas. But we have another member, Alex the Blue. Now Alex has donated something else to ISM for a competition or something. Now he's recently bought a brand new compressor and airbrush and everything, and he's kindly donated his old airbrush and compressor, this very one here in this picture. Now Alex is keeping it at his house, and then obviously whoever wins the competition, he's going to send it straight to them. We'll cover the postage, Alex, so don't worry about that, mate. Okay, but I just want to say a massive thank you to Alex the Blue for donating this. This is magic. And so every month I'm stunned by, you know, someone donates something which is incredibly awesome, and I've got to say I just can't thank you guys enough, and it really does make the International Scale Modeler community what it is, and I think that's probably why everyone enjoys it so much on the forums. And I think, you know, pretty much we're getting to the point where we're all family now. We all kind of know each other, so it's good. Right, the other thing I just wanted to touch on, obviously before the next month's show will be Telford. Now Telford's coming along, I think it's 2.5 weeks time, something like that from now. I know a lot of people can't make it. It'll be the first year I go actually this year, and obviously Paul and I are going to meet up, and we're going to meet up with a lot of members from ISM. I'm going to be there both days, Saturday and Sunday, which I'm going to be staying in my camper van overnight, so just might as well use it while I've got it. But we thought we want to meet up and say hello to everyone. So whether you're there on the Saturday or the Sunday, come onto the forum, let us know, say hi, and we want to try and arrange a loose time where we can all meet up, maybe have a cup of tea if there's a cafe there or something, or in the evening go for a pint and something to eat, or just a pint or whatever on the Saturday or the Sunday. Probably Sunday night's out of the question because I should be coming back home then, but Saturday night, if you're around Saturday night, we'd love to go out for a quick pint and have a chat and everything. So that'd be nice to meet you guys. So if you are going to Telford and you subscribe to the channel and you want to meet up and say hi and everything, then please just come onto the forum, say hi. There is a thread on the I think it's on the non-modelling thread or the modelling thread, one of the two. It's the Telford show thread anyway. Come on, suggest a time. I mean, we still need to firm up some times and everything. We haven't done that yet. Want to see where everyone's going to be free and everything. We'll meet up, have a cup of tea and have a good old chinwag. So thought that would be nice. But first of all, in the show, so we're just going to quickly look at the Tamiya super glue pen review that Paul done recently, and he really rates these. So here's the review.
Okay guys, so my second review today for the new show. Not sort of a normal review because I'd find it quite boring, to be honest. I got Tamiya's super glue CA cement. I've seen this a few times in the past, just dismissed it because I saw Tamiya cement, you know, it's no different to super glue like such you get in bottles and what have you. Very kindly sent a couple of samples by Matthew, member of ISM, as I said before. Thanks very much for sending me those, Matthew. Opened it up, put it all together, absolutely loved it. One of the best things I bought, well not bought, but been given for a long time. Really impressed by it, how it works. Nice and simple. I've got one here. It's very nearly empty. So I'm going to open this one up and we'll start with this one. I'm struggling to get it out of this now. I've used it that much that it's very nearly run out. So nicely packaged, Tamiya's typical packaging. It looks very strange when you look at it, thinking what the hell is that grey thing in there. So we'll open it up and have a look. So on the back are instructions, all in Japanese, but you can get the gist of what you've got. I'll see if I can remember what I did. Inside, you get your little grey dispenser with a lid one end with two precision tips in. Put those in shot just there. So very precise. Literally one use only. I used the others once. There's no way cleaning them out, unfortunately. Not that I know of anyway. You've got your dispenser, two buttons either side, and the base that comes off. So what you do next? Packaging. You got a tube, if we can get it out, super glue, and a pin cap as well. So what do you do? As you can see, CA super glue, Tamiya cement. What I did was snip the top off. I'll admit I did it a little bit too short on my one, so I'm going to cut it a little bit further away this time. We've got a little bit of super glue come out, so we'll wipe that off. Then it's a case. You're probably better thinking about it, putting this through before you open it up, but I didn't think of that really. Never mind. So there we go, push through, as so. Put the base on, and it's out the top. You get the little needle nozzle, so you can see it's a little orange nozzle with a needle in. It literally pushes in the hole, if you can find it, like so, and seals it up ready. Then put the cap on, you've got a nice, neat CA dispenser. Like I say, you've got precision tips. I'm not going to put them on because I don't want to waste them. They literally slide over the top, so it gives you a real nice, flexible, precise little unit to use. If we grab something to super glue, I'll grab the old packaging. And we've got a little bit of plastic up there, scrap from something. I know it's not scrap, it's part of a model. We've got a bit of photo it so that it's scrap. So literally, take the nozzle, two little buttons either side, they squeeze the tube inside. So you can get a precise little amount like I've just got there. Pop whatever you need to stick on. Position it, job done. It's nice thin super glue, it's not overly thin, so it doesn't dry instantly. Probably get a couple of seconds to manipulate parts. And it glues very nice. So like I said, I've been using it now for probably, it's got to be a month now, I think Matthew sent it me. Really can't fault it. I've used that other one, so I'm onto this one now. Absolutely superb. You can't currently get them in the UK, unfortunately. I think Matthew got them from HobbyLink Japan. I'll be putting an order in very soon, and I think Lee will be, because I promised Lee this one. But sorry, Lee, I think I have to keep it because I've got none left. So I think me and Lee will be putting an order in together to get some. Great little tool. I'm not sure the price. I don't think they're expensive though. I think off the top of my head they're about £3 each. So you know, I know you can get cheaper super glue in Poundland and that, but they don't last very long. And I've been using this for a long time now. With that little cap, it really does seal it well. If I can get it back in, there we go. Helps if I look properly when I'm doing it. So another cracking bit of kit. You know, very well thought out. You can squeeze as hard or as soft as you like. Over there, pardon me. To get as much or as little super glue out. And like I say, with these precision tips, you can get right in there and apply the glue where you want. Ideally, if you're doing photo etching large, you know, large quantity together. But like I say, they are single use only. I use mine within a couple of days. It would be nice if Tamiya did these separately, so you could buy them in bulk, because they are very, very handy to add onto it and use it. So there we go, Tamiya's CH dispenser. Short review, may not be the most interesting. I think it's a cracking little bit of kit, and I'll certainly be getting more of them. A lot easier, a lot cleaner and simpler than using a bottle with a little tub to dispense it in. You can literally, what I tend to do if you watch my videos is squeeze it out onto a cocktail stick and pop it on, put the lid back on, job done. So there we go, another review, another good bit of kit.
Thanks for that, Paul. They do look the mucks nuts, I've got to say, and I can't wait to get mine in the post. So looking forward to receiving it, Paul. So get it in the post to me ASAP. Cheers, buddy. Right, okay, we're just going to quickly go through the group builds and SIGs on the forum at the moment. To kick off with, we're going to do the Cold War era GB. Now this is, I've got to say, this has really kicked off. I mean, the World War II GB was excellent, but this, with 3 pages of entry, 75 entries into the group build, which is phenomenal. I mean, a lot of people, even myself included, have put two entries into the GB itself as well. So I think this is probably my favourite part of modelling, is the Cold War era, because it's such a massive scope for everything. But some awesome planes and things like that in there. So but anyway, that is progressing really, really well, and obviously we've got the prizes from Models I'll Go here clicking over in the background. Some excellent prizes from John at Models I'll Go. Thanks again for that, mate. But there's been a massive response, some cracking builds, and if you want to see some really, really good builds, hop on over and have a look, because they are absolutely stonking. I mean, this one, to be honest with you, I don't know how I'm going to judge this competition, how Paul and I are going to actually judge this competition, because it is going to be an absolute nightmare. I mean, the World War II one was hard enough with however entries we had. I think it was about 30 or 40 went over the crossing line in the end, but finish line in the end. But this one is just going to be so hard. It's going to take days, I think. But anyway, that's our thing. And obviously, the build so far, I mean, some of the entries are really wild and wacky and everything as well. But I'm really, really loving this, watching these threads build up completely at the moment. So yeah, so come in. There's still 3 months left on this as well, so if you want to join in, come on over and join in. Okay, another SIG that's been going on for the last, well, I think it's nearly 3 months, is the World of Tanks SIG, which is just a group of guys got together, all play World of Tanks, and thought they might do a SIG based on their tanks that they've got in the game. We've had some smashing entries in that as well, some brilliant entries. That's coming to an end. There's no prizes for that, but I did promise that I'd send out some of these to all the entrants who completed and finished an ISM badge. But that's come to an end in the next couple of days. That finishes actually on Halloween, so so that should be good to see, and I'll do a quick reveal vid for that one as well for you guys. Okay. Now the non-military long-term figure GB, the non-military figure long-term GB, as it should be, which started on the 1st of September, runs for 6 months. Okay, it's been going quite well. We've had tons of entries in this as well, and it's great to see the amount of people that are prepared to get out of their comfort zone, myself included. I'll show you how I'm getting on with mine a little bit later, but there's been 3 finishes so far, I think. And one that really stands out is Bob, Rob, who's on the forum, his username's Rob. Cracking, awesome paintwork on that figure. Really, really is nice. And he's used oil paints on it as well, not like the normal acrylics that most of us would use. But that's coming along nicely, and you know, there's some really interesting figures in there as well. A whole gamut of range and of different figures from different you know, genres and everything, so it's looking really good. So, and that's still going. So if you fancy having a crack at a figure and you want to think, well, I'll enter it into a GB as well at the same time, then hop on over. As I say, I think there's still 4.5 months left on that GB. So, you know, come on over and enter into that as well. It doesn't matter whether it's a little 28mm or 15mm figure, a 172 cockpit pilot or something like that. Anything, as long as it's a figure and it's sorry, not as long as it's a commercial cockpit pilot, because it's got to be non-military figure. But anything, you know, if you've got one of those Iron Man figures, we haven't had one of those in yet. They'd look quite nice for sure. So come on over and join in. Right, the other main SiG we've got at the moment is the Whirlybird SiG, which runs from 11th October to 11th of January, and obviously the name speaks for itself. It's any helicopter whatsoever, as long as it's got rotors it can be entered. So it can be commercial, it can be civilian, it can be military, anything you like. I've had quite a lot of entries for this as well. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to get an entry in, I just haven't had time to do it, but we have got the monthly giveaway this month is the Lynx. The FX Lynx, the Operation Herrick one, so that is worth a go if you win that one. That's in the monthly free giveaway, and there's about a day left on that by the time this goes up. So if you haven't entered your name down, get over to the forum. You've got to register, and then you just write in the forum, hi, hello, count me in, whatever you want to do, something wacky or whatever, doesn't matter. As long as you post in that thread, you're into the random number generator to have a chance of winning that kit. So that's a good £35–40 kit, and as I say, we give one of those away free each month. So if you want to do that, come on over. But the prizes are from S&M stuff. Now the prizes for the Whirlybird SiG are actually here. We got, for the first place, you got the pigment and colour combo set from Lifecolor. This is one of the new sets, the dust set. Second prize is the streaking effects little set from AK Interactive, very handy indeed. And third place is the German dark yellow Dunkelgelb AFV painting system. And there's 6 bottles of acrylic colours in that, which I'll do a review on that for next month, I expect. But some nice prizes from S&M stuff, so thanks Sean for those. We'll also probably throw in a little surprise gift somewhere along the line for some ultimate sanders, some of the ultimate modelling sanders, and the PE placer that they do as well. So watch out for that as well. We'll add those in there at some point. But that's coming along. Again, loads and loads of entries for that, and you know, it's some really nice builds coming together, and it seems Airwolf seems to be quite popular in that one as well. But they're cracking. So we've got until the 11th of Jan. So again, if you want to come in and join in, we've got a good 2 months left on that one. So if you fancy having a helicopter and you think, well, I'll enter a GB at the same time, then feel free. There's no pressure to win prizes. GBs and SiGs are basically just to take part in, and it just so happens that at the end of it we give out some prizes for what we feel has been the best effort. It's not the best looking, it's the best effort. One other one I'd like to tell you about is it's not really a GB or a SiG, it's actually a buddy build. It's the Tiger 1/16th buddy build. Now this is the amazingly big 1/16 Tiger. We've got 4 entries into that at the moment, where they're, I mean, as it's a buddy build, there's no time restrictions, there's no restrictions whatsoever in the slightest on it. It's just 4 guys got together and want to build the Tiger at the same time, so they can share information, share ideas, and obviously help each other along, to encourage each other to carry on with the build. Now I think Cohen's in it, Hamilcar Barkas, Pedro Fernandez, and there's someone I've missed and I can't remember for the life of me who his name is. I'm sorry who you are, I'll put your name up here. This is but that's come along, and it's a phenomenal size. It really is a big old lump of plastic, that is. So if you've as I say, because there's no time restrictions or time scale on that, if you've got the Hobby Boss 116 Tiger and you think, well, I'd love to enter that, then come along and just join in with the buddy build with the guys. As I say, no pressure, nothing. It could take you a year to do it, doesn't matter. That buddy build will just be there, and that's it. So and I also wanted to mention about any of the old GBs and SiGs that we've had in the past, or any in the future that will finish. They don't get deleted off of the site. If you want to have a look through any of the old group builds or SiGs that we've done, I mean, the two that have finished so far are the Sci-Fi SiG and the World War II GB. They're in the archive section, actually in the GB section. So there'll be an archive. So all the threads, all the posts, all the builds, all the pictures, everything's still there. We don't get rid of anything. So if there is anything, if you want to do a bit of research, or there's a kit there that you think you might want to have a crack at and just want to see how it builds up, then, you know, head on over there and have a look. But that's the end of the GBs and SiGs. Next, we're just going to go on to the an airbrush review from Paul on the Iwata Neo for Iwata. Now, this has proven to be a really popular airbrush. I mean, it's a sub 50 quid, top of the range airbrush, really. I've even bought one myself. I have one right here. And I use this purely because it's got the seals in there. I use it purely for alclads and cellulose base and nasty paints, basically. So I don't have to keep mixing in my really nice airbrush, my Badger one. So, but Paul's going to do a quick review on an unboxing of the Neo. So here it is.
Hi everyone, review of Iwata's Neo airbrush today. I've recommended this loads of times. I know a lot of people have gone out and bought it on the back of what I've said. It's a fantastic airbrush for the money. You're looking between £45 and £50. It's an ideal starter airbrush, or if you're after a secondary airbrush for spraying different, paints or mediums, it's an ideal addition. Or, like I recommend, as a first airbrush, unbeatable. It's got Iwata's usual quality. It's covered under Iwata's normal 5-year guarantee. All spare parts are carried by all the major, airbrush parts companies, airbrush.co.uk, aircraft.net, etc. So, if something breaks, you can get all the spare parts. Box, very nice box, nice and colourful, which is nice to see. A little bit of information on the back, just basically uses, covering all different genres, cake decorating, bakery crafts, cosmetics, miniature hobbies, modelling of course, so a wide variety of use. Inside you get the airbrush itself with a 9mm colour cup. There's a 1.8mm colour cup as well as a spanner for undoing the needle nozzle inside. In the back are a set of instructions. Have a quick look at these. So just basic how to get started with it, how to connect your airbrush hose. There's two different types of Iwata Neo. There's a siphon fed one and the gravity feed. I've got the gravity feed. I'm not a fan of siphon fed airbrushes, mainly because the cleanup takes a lot longer. You end up with dozens of bottles of paint like this, and I don't get on with them at all. So all my airbrushes are gravity fed. Onto the back, just about starting. So it's a double action airbrush, push down for air, pull back for paint. Which, single action airbrushes, they work, but this gives you a lot more control being double action, so it's a lot more, useful, handy to use. You can use air for drying paint, you can get minute camo lines and what have you, so ideal for pre-shading, things like that. It just makes it a lot easier to use in a single action airbrush, because you can turn the paint off and keep the air going. As usual, Iwata's 5-year guarantee, so any problems at all, if it's manufacturer based, I assume, they'll cover it under their warranty. Pop that back in there. Like I say, you get a smaller 1.8mm colour cup. I never use these, too small for me. If you've watched my videos, I've got a terrible habit of spilling paint over the edge of the colour cup, so I tend to leave those off. You also get, let's put that back in there, the little spanner, which is used for removing the needle nozzle from inside the actual airbrush cap itself. And I just lean over because I forgot to put a part in the actual brush itself. We've got a lid. It comes with its own lid, which is ideal. I wish my harder Steenbecks get these, but sadly they don't. So over the larger colour cup, you can pop a lid on. It's got a air hole in the middle, so it doesn't get suction blocked, I suppose the word is. I use it a lot. It's off this because I use it on my other airbrushes as well. But obviously it's a part of the kit, so it's back in there. It's a very high quality airbrush. I'll just run through quickly. You've got your normal, if I remember right, it's a 1/4 inch, is it? I think it is, 1/4 inch hose connection, might be 1/8, I can't remember now. On all my airbrushes, I'll attach a quick release like this. So what that allows then, I've got 4 different airbrushes, I can just quickly interchange with a quick connect to different airbrushes rather than to unscrew the hose every time. Construction, very nicely made, very weighty. Not overly heavy though, nicely balanced, sits in the hand nicely. Trigger action's nice, not as good as my Harley Steenbeck Evolutions or the other Iwata I've got, the Revolution, but still very usable. You know, this is an airbrush that costs well over half of the Evolutions and half of the Revolution, so you get a lot of airbrush for your money. Push down for air, nice and smooth, positive. Pull back for paint, again, nice, smooth, positive. If you unscrew the back, there's the needle chuck, and also you can turn this to increase or decrease the tension on the paint flow pullback. So a nice little touch. It's nicely chromed. I assume it's chromed, doubt it'd be nickel. With Neo for Iwata, if I can get the camera, there we go. Laser etched on the side. Comes with 0.35 needles, so it's not the smallest of needles. I will admit I haven't used this for detail work. This gets used purely 90% of the time for spraying clear, and by clear I mean Johnson's floor polish clear. The only other thing I use this for is anything that's particularly not nasty but unusual, so be it a wash, another type of medium, anything I don't want going through my other, I call them good airbrushes, I shouldn't really, but the ones I use for painting. This will take anything through because it's such a large needle nozzle. I don't need to worry about, you know, washes with pigmenting getting caught in there and trapped. You know, I use different airbrushes with different paints. I've explained my reasons before, just because I don't like contaminating, because some paints react with others. Again, I use this for the clears and washes and anything I don't want going through the good airbrushes, because I don't be spraying a model and all of a sudden there's, you know, a few pigments of, you know, rust wash in there from the bloody using it in the past, sprays out of my model. So I know everything that's been through this. I did upgrade the cap on the front of the crown cap, which is supposedly stops it clogging as much. I took that off because the way I clean airbrushes, I like to backflow them. By backflowing I mean once I've cleared out the majority of the old paint, I'll put a load of thinner in there, finger over the needle tip, pull back, let the air through, and that backflows the air through the needle nozzle and push any paint out that's in there. With the crown cap there's no way of sealing that, so it was really hard, getting hard to clean. So I took that off and got rid of it. Positives, it's cheap, it sprays very well. Have had this for 6 months now without any fault or problem yet. Can't fault it in any way, shape or form. Apart from the needle nozzle, it's very delicate, and I know I've seen another few people comment on it. This is my old one. A little bit too much pressure with the little spanner, which I showed you, that one, and it snaps it out the actual tip of the front of the airbrush. Now, not much of a problem getting a new one, but sadly this part gets left in the tip. I was lucky enough to get mine out. I know people who can't get it out and have to send it off to be repaired. I think a lot of people have done under warranty, which is nice of where they bought it from, but you know, you may be the unlucky one. So it literally just needs the smallest amount of pressure to put it on, no more, because you'll just snap it off. I wasn't even particularly heavy-handed. I know I'm a big bloke, but I am quite delicate with my fingers. So it just snapped off on me one day, so I had to get a new one. So that's the only thing to be aware of. Absolutely, I just really can't fault it for the money. I've recommended it loads to you guys. No real cons to it bar that. Obviously, you know, it's not the same quality as a more expensive airbrush, but for £45–50, ideal. If you're using a cheaper airbrush at the minute, it's a fantastic step up. A lot more quality. With quality you get more consistency, so you get used to it. Spraying better, you know, you're going to get more consistent results, which is very important in airbrushing, because it takes slightest inconsistency to mess up what you're doing basically. So like I say, for £45–50, really can't fault it. I know Lee's bought one as well. Maybe you can add his thoughts on after this airbrush review and see what he thinks of it as well. I know he's used it and I think he did like it, if I remember right. But like I say, if you're looking for a new airbrush, a step up, or just a secondary airbrush, certainly give it a look, because I can't recommend these enough. Absolutely superb.
Well, thanks for that, Paul. I've got to say, I went and bought one on Paul's recommendation, and I'm glad I did. It's not an amazing airbrush, but for the money, it is top drawer. So thanks a lot for that, Paul. That's review very helpful, mate. Right, back to the forum. Just a few other bits and bobs for the forum. The kit review section. If you do video builds for kits on your YouTube channel, we'd like you to come and post them onto our kit review section in the site. More than happy to do that for you, and obviously it'll get you more views on your YouTube channel and things like that, and more people subscribing, I'm sure. A lot of people have had a lot of success of getting new subscribers from having stuff on our forum. We openly promote YouTube. We want everyone from YouTube on our forum. It's one of those, we're not a closed forum, we're not like some other forums where you're not allowed to post videos to links to other sites or anything like that. We don't have any rules or regulations like that. You know, you come on, you can post a link to anywhere, as long as it's not spam or worries or anything like that, or illegal, you know, then that's fine. And we encourage YouTubers to come on and get your videos on there. And we want you all to get as many subs as possible, and for as many people to get to see your videos. So come over to the kit. If you've got kit reviews, it doesn't matter how old they are, whether they be a year old or whatever, come over, just start up a new thread on each kit review you've got. I think we've got near on 150 already now, and we're trying to build that up and build that up to make that a really great resource for all our members. Obviously, so that's that. I mean, that's pretty much it for forum news, apart from I just want to go through all the prize winners that we've had in October. Now I'll just start with the What Is It winner, for literally was just picked a couple of days ago, and the winner of the What Is It competition, which was for this picture here, okay, and obviously they got to guess what it's from and what make and model it is. And Chief got the right answer. There's two guys, Black Sheep 1 and Chief 5437, who got the correct answer, which was Western Wessex HU5. And we do a coin toss because there was only two. It's literally heads and tails, and Chief 5437 got it. So well done, mate. You get the Revell 132 Hawk T1A kit, Red Arrows kit. That's coming to you, mate. That'll be off in the post in the next day. So that's excellent. So well done on that. We'll have another one this month, and we haven't decided what the prize is going to be yet, but we will let you know very soon. It's probably going to be some of the ultimate stuff, a range of the ultimate washes and what have you. So so the next one will be up this month for that. Also, see we had the Sci-Fi SiG that finished as well. We've got the reveal video, that is a couple of videos back, but we had the Sci-Fi SiG reveal. Not a great deal of people, a lot of people entered, but not a great deal got over the finish line with that. I think there was a lot of timing with summer holidays and things like that, which we will remember for next year as well. But the winners were Wappy Nutter with his awesome scratch built Logan's Run solar powered car. Awesome build right from start to finish, just from bits around the house and everything, so that was magic. We've also got Sprue Cutter. He came in as well and did a smashing job with a Star Wars droid on I think it's I can't remember what the thing's called, Snap or something like that, but excellent paintwork on that one. And our very own Cohen, who has he did the Millennium Falcon. It was an excellent result as well. And so those guys did exceptionally well, and here's pictures of them with all their prizes. And this is something we do on ISM. If you win a prize, we ask you to supply a photo and everything, so everyone can see how happy you are with your win. But if you don't want to supply a photograph, that's fine. Some people haven't, obviously for their own reasons. But I think that's great. So well done, guys, on that as well. We've got the 3 monthly draw. This month's free monthly draw, which is for the Airfix helicopter support unit, which is 148, and that's the Link 7, I believe, in there, AH7, with 8 British Army soldiers. I've done a review on this, which I will post up next month, but that is looking like a nice kit, so that's a good win for someone. And again, that will be drawn in the next day or so. So if you haven't done so already, come on the forum, register, get your name down, and have a crack at that one. Last month's winner won the Hawk T1A. It was the other version of this by Revell, and it was the black version, if I remember rightly. And we've got a picture here of the winner. So well done to Epoxy Sniffer again, who won that one last month. Great photo. Nice one, mate. It scared me. So that's great. Thanks for that, Epoxy Sniffer. It's a smashing photo. Whoever wins the December competition, we want to see a very festive December one, okay? Right, so apart from that, we've got some other competitions obviously coming up this month. We've got next month's free monthly prize draw, which the next month's free prize draw, the prize will be this Revell Leopard. 2A4 in 135. I will do a review of this next month as well before the draw is done. But this again, obviously these prizes are kindly supplied by E-Models, so smashing guys, thank you very much for that. But that will be for next month's prize draw, and obviously we're going to start throwing in one of the Ultimate products each month as well with the prize draws. So we don't know which one's going to go in with the Operation Herrick one, but you'll find a little surprise in that box as well, whoever wins that. And the same with that one, and same every month from now on. There will be a little surprise in each box for you. But yeah, so that's the competitions. What we're going to do now is we've got this prize from S&M Snuff, which is the new pigment and colour sets from Lifecolor. Now, Paul and I have both been discussing about Lifecolor, and we're thinking that I mean, I've stopped using my Tamiya paints now. I use the Guns and the Vallejo for pretty much everything, but this Lifecolor, the good thing about Lifecolor is you can actually brush it and airbrush it, and it's a real brushable paint, whereas Tamiya, Guns and Model Air is not a brushable paint at all. So we wanted, I think that might be do it, because it's going to do two jobs in the sake of one. So yeah, so we're going to do a quick review on this set, and you know, see what you think, see what I think is in the box. Here you go. Right, okay, so we're going to do a quick review on the Lifecolor combo pigment and colour sets. Now, there's a few of these sets that have just come out from Lifecolor, and it's a brand of paint that I've really started to become interested in, mainly because it's primarily a brush paint, if I remember rightly. But is really easy to spray with a 50-50 mix of thinner. Now, I need a good brush painting set, because if I'm going to start doing figures and things like that, it means I've either got to go out and buy all loads of new model colours, because the Tamiya, the Guns and the Model Air will not brush paint, and that's the three sets of paints I've got. So I've bought I bought the Lifecolor paint flesh set, which I did last month. And we've got this now. This is a prize on Sci-Fi SiG, and this was kindly donated by S&M Stuff. So I thought I'd do a quick review, because they are new out, so we'll just see what they're like. But on the box, you've got obviously a picture here, and you've got the different types. You've got 3 pigments and 3 acrylic colours. Now the pigments are North Europe dust, East Europe dust, South Europe dust, and the same in colours. As you can see, there is a definite difference between the pigments and the colours. So straight away you've got like a full system pigment and colour set, so to work with, but they're actually made to work together, so which is quite interesting. On the box itself, on the back, you've got a little bit, it's got instructions how to use Lifecolor and the sort of results that you can hope to expect. Okay, which looks quite nice. And I mean, it just says on here, dilute colour preferably with Lifecolor thinner. That works fine with Lifecolor, absolutely spot on, no problems at all. I know a few people have said that Lifecolor is really hard to thin, but it's not. That is perfect. As I said, works with everything. That's the only bottle of thinner I got now. And it says, lacking this with water with a thickness, reaching a thickness that is similar to milk. Do not dilute Lifecolor with other substances or thinners or other brands. Well, we can ignore that. When using a colour from an old and already used part, it's advisable to filter the product through, you know, a filter or whatever. So, you know, possible marks of dry colour can be removed from airbrush with cleaner. Lifecolor, it doesn't really say a lot. It says about instructions, but it doesn't really say. It does say here on the photos, it says you've got the pure pigment over the base colour applied with a flat and soft brush. The colour and pigment mixture, so you mix the two, applied splashing the wet mixture with a big stiff brush over the base colour. Now you can, I think there's 2 ways you can do that. You can either do that with your thumb or forefinger, or there is a method where you load up the brush. It'll be a softer brush than this. This is one of my weathering brushes, and you spray through the brush. okay, and that splatters everything onto the model. So I would assume that's the way they're doing it. And then it says third stage, wet mixture of colour and pigment applied over the base colour with a soft round brush, and that looks quite thick, like it's got some sort of paste in it. So it's obviously you can make a paste up with them. So let's have a look. We'll see what's in the box. We'll see what's on the outside. Not an easy box to get into. One of those rip things. It's also got some other sets that they do, like mud, tracks, rust. Some more on the inside there. General tank sets. You know, they do all the usual sets. Now, much with the flesh painting set, you get inside comes a little cardboard divider with 3 sets of paints. You've got 3 paints, which are the black tops, and then you have the pigments, which are the red tops. Now these are, yeah, they're just normal powders and everything. Oh, the top isn't on that one properly. That's a bit of a as with normal pigments, they're literally just powder and you make them up how you want them to be. The paints themselves, the acrylic paints, what I found about Lifecolor, like I said with the flesh paint colour last month, it's they do smell just like emulsion that you get from B&Q or any of your DIY shops, just bulk standard emulsion. Now most emulsion, all emulsion these days are water-based acrylics, so you know, it's same sort of thing really, but it really does smell like emulsion that you would get down at B&Q. Pigments, I don't want to open them because I don't want to get the dust everywhere. As I say, this is a prize for someone, but as you can see, very, very slight gradients in colour. Hopefully you can pick these up. I don't know if you will be able to or not, but very, very slight gradients in colour in those pigments. Not a great deal, just a touch. And the colours themselves, a quick shake for you. Okay, just very slightly different. Okay, even though they look a lot different from the colours on the box, there's not a great deal of difference in those, and you can see they do match. You know, those two are a perfect match. There's just enough gradient in the colours to be able to tell which one's which. I mean, obviously I haven't used these yet, and I won't use these because these are a prize, but I think I may invest in a set. I wouldn't mind the mud set. I think I'm going to go for the mud one rather than the dust, because I think that's what I'd use more. Dusting's quite hard. A dust effect is quite a hard effect to get anyway. So if these can help you do that, then more power to them. But that's pretty much what's included in the box. Now these boxes retail for about £20 in the UK, and so they're not particularly cheap. If you think about it, they're £3.30 a pot. So you're paying, you know, I know the paints are only about £2. So really, what you're paying in essence is you know, £4.30 for a small, how much mils? 22 mil of pigment. And the paint pots are 22 mil as well, so they're the same pots, just different colour lids. So they are quite expensive, I've got to say. That is quite a lot of money, 20 quid for that set. But if it works, as I always say, if it works and you have the money to spend on it and it helps you build better, then it can't be a bad thing. You know, don't let anyone knock you for trying new things or anything like that. You go out and spend what you want on what you want. It's your hobby and enjoy it. Anyway, but that is the combo pigment and colour set from Lifecolor, the dust set. So there you go, that's my thoughts on it. And I think I really think that I'm going to try a few more of the Lifecolor paints out and everything. I mean, they have got these sets, but they've got a big range of paints and everything. I might have enough room for them, I don't know, but if I do, I shall sell my Tamiya collection, my whole collection, or I may even do a competition for the whole Tamiya paint range. It's going to cost me a lot of money, but I don't know, let me think about that one. I might do that for next year at some point, so there'll be some lucky beggar, that's for sure. Anyway, what we're going to do next, we're going to go through myself and Paul's builds and where we are at the moment with our builds. We'll have a look at mine first and see what I've done and what I'm going to do over the next month or so. There you go. Right, okay, so where am I with my builds? Right, well, I don't know, I can't remember if I did this in last month's show or not. I don't think I did. But this is the completed build I did for the Sci-Fi Vig, which is the Colonial Viper Mark II. A cracking build. Obviously the kit itself has a lot of problems, but I think it's a nice little challenge to have going and everything. I wasn't completely happy with the outcome of this, mainly because of the way I put the varnish on wrong, and I didn't put enough coats on basically. But it is a nice kit, and I've gone and bought the Mobius version, which is exactly the same, apart from it's got a resin figure in there. But it came out okay, I suppose. But I want to do another one, and the next one I do, I'm going to do a little diorama for it. So, but yeah, so that's one I finished last month, which or beginning of this month. So I was happy with that, and you know, it's at least I finished something anyway. Next I did, which was my first build for the God, it's got dust on it, which was my first build for the Cold War era GB. Now, try and find somewhere where you can see it all. There you go. Now, I did this purely and specifically because I thought it would be a nice, quick, easy build that I could get into the group build and get it done, and then I can concentrate on other things. But as it is, I did get this done quickly, but then the Gloucester Javelin came out and I did that as well. So, but as you can see, nice black base. It's a nice, easy Airfix kit. Does need a bit of filling here and there. It is raised panel lines, so I did have to, you know, sand it down and rescribe all over, but I think it came out okay. Hopefully you can see that. First time I used alclads on the bottoms there, and they came out lovely. It's just see, and that alclad, I'm completely won over with the alclad. I think that came out brilliantly. But as you can see, that was really fiddly getting those fins done at the top there. But you know, it's nice. It'll go along with my Apollo rocket that I've got as well, and it's quite an enjoyable little build actually. You know, it didn't take too long, wasn't really taxing. I mean, the taxing thing is the fact that nothing lines up, and you have to pretty much fill and sand the whole fuselage all the way up and down. But once you know, I mean, I quite like doing that anyway. I don't really complain about it too much because I'll enjoy doing it. But I actually enjoyed that build, and I got it done in total in a few days. It took me a couple of weeks to do it, but it didn't really take that long, you know. So yeah, I like that one. I enjoyed that. That's quite a nice little build. Reasonably cheap kit from Airfix as well. So so there you go. Now the King Tiger. Let's just see if I can zoom you in here a bit. The King Tiger, which has finally finished, and as you can see, it's got all the markings on and everything, all the decals. That's all ready for weathering, and I haven't quite, the reason I haven't done it yet is because I haven't quite decided what I want to do weathering wise for it. So as you can see, okay, now that was the first time I've hand painted camo on a tank as well, and I think that came out reasonably okay. It all lines up and everything when you turn the turret. Turret still works as well. Woohoo! But I mean, apart from the tracks are an absolute pig. I had to super glue them all in, cut them and everything. They really were a pig. But apart from that, I quite enjoyed that, and it's one I've been doing over a long period of time, which you guys know. But it's all ready for weathering. I've just got to decide what I want to do weathering wise on it. I'm thinking maybe I might have a crack at AK stuff. So I might have a go with their fresh mud and earth effects and everything, the set that I bought a little while ago, because I haven't used that yet. So, and I've got some AK track wash as well, so I'm gonna give that a whirl, and I'll put some streaks on there and everything. So again, it's just one of those things. I'm taking my time. I'm just practicing things on this really before I have a crack at doing you know, a proper 135 armor and everything. But I've really enjoyed that, and it wasn't, you know, the kit itself goes together beautifully, which is nice from Airfix, and the markings and everything are great, but it's just those tracks, those horrible tracks, which are the same for Tamiya, so I understand. So that's that one. I've also been doing this. I did a review of this a little while ago, and it's the Citadel Chimera Imperial Guard Chimera, which is a tank basically. Now I've done this because I want to, this is all primed and ready to go. You can see I put a few extras, to zoom you in a bit, put a few extras on here, as you can see, just to, you know, the antenna and the gun and everything. And I've done that because I'm going to do a paint scheme on this. I've got an idea for a build that I want to do that's going to have a tank scheme on it, and I thought, well, I had this kicking around. I just wanted to muck around weathering wise with it, just to practice really. I'm going to practice this scheme on it. So I've got it all primed up and ready. So when I've got a spare few days, I'm going to start painting this in this quite unusual scheme that I've got ready for this. But I mean, the kit itself went together really well. I mean, it fit nice, glued okay, you know, no problems at all. What I did like about it was the amount of options you got when you built this. You could different turrets, different guns, you know, all sorts of things. I've even got this missile launcher that goes on here like this, so I thought that was quite funky, and it had a bit of a different colour to it when it's finished. But yeah, so that's been done with Vallejo light grey, so that's had days and well, weeks now to harden, so that is rock solid, this stuff, so that's really nice. But I'll let you know when I finish. What I probably won't do is do any more updates on that until I've actually finished the paint scheme, because it's either going to come out really good or really bad, so I'm a bit worried about that one. But yeah, so that's quite nice. The main build, I've also got, let's have a look, I've also got my figure build. Now this one is obviously one of those ones I've been doing on the back burner, and so far I've put the base down and I've done the first coat of primer highlight. Let's zoom you in again on this one. I forgot I had a zoom on this camera, you know. And as you can see, I've kind of, Rob, with Mr. Bob's Builds, who I've recommended on the show, said to be your own sun. So I've put the black base down, and then I've pointed the air gun down at a particular angle down at the figure to get the natural, as you can see underneath, the natural dark areas all around there. So underneath, so the sun's shining, I've got the sun shining down on this direction, so straight down onto him. So you can see the way I've done the helmet and everything is, let's get him focus shot for you, is I've done the top of the helmet's really bright, and then underneath and the face and everything, parts of the chin and everything are bright, but the rest of it's quite dark underneath. So I don't know whether I've actually done enough on that yet though, because it is a bit speckly, so I think I might just want another thin coat just to build that up a little bit more. But I'm trying not to lose the darkness underneath in the wrinkles and things like that. So that's again, I've got to say, I haven't been worried about building anything at all like I have with this figure. I really don't want to ruin it, because one, they're not cheap, but two, I really want to do it justice. And there's a lot of these built and painted already, and they look absolutely awesome in magazines and everything. So I've got a tough axe to follow, but I really don't want to ruin it, so I am taking my time with it, and I'm glad it's a 6-month build. But you can see the way that this thing recommended by Bob, how it has actually pulled these highlights out on his thighs, just there, you see, just here. You can just see his quads popping through the trousers there, and just pointing that thing down at a certain angle and keeping it at that angle all the way round has really set that off, I think. So I'd like to say thanks to Rob for that hints and tips, mate. That was excellent. But that is my Judge Dredd figure, so he's coming along nicely and slowly. Really don't want to rush him at all. So and as you can see, I'll keep him safe and everything covered so I don't get dust and everything on him. Now my main build at the moment is the Airfix Gloucester Javelin. Now this, I've got to say, now I've been really excited about this, and a lot of Airfix kits, the new Airfix kits are really nice and everything, and I was really looking forward to this, because believe it or not, it's one of those aircraft that, you know, a lot of people don't know about it, but I love it. I think it's quite iconic because it's one of the first fighter jets out there, and it really is a beast of a plane, and obviously the first Delta Wing and all that lot. But it's one of those things that, you know, when you get a kit and it gets to a state and you think you're really looking forward to it. You know, Airfix are doing good stuff, and I've got to say the engraving on this, obviously I did a review on it, so, and the review was nothing but praise for Airfix on this. The engraving and everything's brilliant, but the way it goes together, unfortunately, doesn't hold the promise that it does. Mainly because, let's zoom in and see if I can get you in here. You have to forgive me on this. If it's picked it up here, you can see there's been a lot of filler in the wing roots here, on both wing roots. A lot of filler around here. This is supposed to fit properly. A lot of filler all around here. A lot of filing and everything inside these bits here. and filler and what have you. And whilst I have no problems with fillers, sanding and rescribing, I've had to do a lot of rescribing on this because there's been quite a bit of sanding. I've no problem with that whatsoever. But when a kit is 50 quid, which is what it is, or £45 I paid for it, you expect a certain level of, I mean, if you got sold a Meng kit or something like that and it was 50 quid and it didn't fit properly, I mean, I'm not joking, I've had to buy, I've got 6 sets of burner clamps now. I've had to buy where I've had to clamp this in silly positions, you know, just to try and get it to fit. And even after all that, where it's exactly on the right lines and everything, and it's things like, you know, I really don't like knocking kits, to be honest with you, but it's things like you've got the engine, or cowlings for want of a better word, on the front there, and they just don't fit, and you can't file them down because you're going to lose a lot of detail, and you're just not going to fit properly. And it's for these bits here, these bits here, and they're proud by about 0.5 millimetre over the edge. Now they should be flush, obviously, and there's just not a lot I can do about it. You know, it's one of those things that if I do pull them down, it's going to ruin the shape of them. So I'm in a bit of a dilemma what to do. But it's things like this as well. Let's see if I can get you in on this, because this was really disappointing. Just in here you can see the wheel well bay, but it's a big gap there, and that is, I checked, rechecked again, and about 10 times I checked to make sure everything was sat in exactly the correct position, and that was the result. It may be down to my error, but everything is exactly where it should be on there. So I'd be surprised if it was my error, but you never know. User error is quite a lot in modelling, isn't it? So so yeah, but apart from that, I mean, I can't wait to get it done and looking proper. I mean, we've got the ladder here, which I'm going to do, I've undercoated it with Alclad, obviously I'm going to do a bit of chipping on there. Got 5 streak missiles, they're going to look nice when they're done as well. And all of this lot ready for odds and sods, and as you can see, all ready to go. Literally I'm just putting on the last little bits around the fuselage and that, and then it'll be on to paint very soon. Again, I used the Alclads on this, which let's get that in there so for you, so hopefully this will pick the effect up. I used the Alclads on this, and I think I've got a really cracking finish on that. And I've got to say, I'm day by day I'm using these Alclads more and more, and I've got to say that I'm really impressed with them. I really am. I think they're absolutely smashing. So so yeah, but here's another tip for you: cut out the middle of a sponge for the fuselage. Usually on a round plane it'll sit in there, but yeah, so that's my builds at the moment. As I say, the Javelin is the main one that I'm working on, and even though it's got its problems, and I have slated it a bit, I've got to say I have slated it a bit, just because it's not because I don't mind doing it, because I don't mind doing it, and it is all part of building, and I enjoy the building part of it. So I enjoy all the sanding and filing and rescribing, believe it or not. But what irks me is the fact that it's a 50 quid kit, it's been billed as a 50 quid kit, and it's wanting those bits and bobs. You know, it really is just missing that final bit of elegance that means that the wings do fit together properly without having to clamp them and sellotape them, and you know, 6 different burner clamps I had on there getting those wings, and they're still not flush. You know, there's not a lot you can do about it. But even so, it's going to be a cracking plane when I finish. I mean, a bit of TLC and it's going to come out lovely, but I'm really enjoying building it, I've got to say. I really am, and it's got me back into my love for jets. So you can expect me building a lot more jets again soon. So I've really enjoyed that. But that is, I think that's all my builds at the moment. As you see, I've had a few on the go and everything. So back to the show. As you can see, I've actually managed to get a bit done last month. I had a bit of time to myself, and I've managed to finish 2 models, which is probably a first for me at the moment. I've got a few more underway, and obviously I'm really enjoying those models and everything as well, even with the problems and everything. But I'm fine. I managed to find myself some more time for modelling, and I'm just trying to eke out as many minutes as I can each month just to get back in the swing of things. So that's all my builds anyway, and I'm just going to show you a quick tutorial now on how to straighten your needle if it's bent or anything like that, if you've knocked it or anything like that. As long as you haven't bent it too far and it's not too bad and you haven't done it too many times, this review should be able to help you and save you a few dollars or pounds or wherever, or euros, or wherever you're from. So here you go. Okay, so a quick tutorial on how to straighten a needle once it's been pronged or branged or bent on the end. Now I've got a Badger Renegade Chrome, and this is my favourite airbrush. It's the one I use for everything, all my little work and that. And it's got one of these quick wipe caps on the top. Let's just show you here. Okay, so you can just wipe the paint off the needle with a bit of cloth or anything, and Bob's your uncle. Problem with that is when you tend to slide it into things, let's say like this pot or whatever, sometimes you miss. I'm going to be very careful because there is a needle in there, and it goes, you just bam, and straight down the side. And because obviously it's not close cut, but you always end up catching it right on this little bit here. Now I've done that many times. I do keep a stock of needles, but because it's a Renegade Chrome and it's American, there's not many places in the UK that stock them. The ones that do, it's quite expensive. I find it cheaper to go to America, buy 3 from this guy on eBay, have them shipped over, and it's 20 quid for 3 shipped from America. If I was to buy 3 here, it's about 35 quid, which is ridiculous. So I tend to get mine all in one bunch, and then if one goes, then I use this method to repair it. Anyway, I have got a needle here which I have, which is quite well and truly bent. Let me just see if I can zoom you in a little bit. Okay, alright, and let's see, oh, bent a little bit more now. You should just be able to see that on there. Wait for that to zoom in. You can see, do you see that bend on there? Not quite 90 degrees, I'd say that's just over 45 degrees there. A little bit more forward, I don't know where this is going to focus, but there you go, you can see it there. Okay, now that is a needle that I've smacked on the side. I've put it back in, obviously just haven't had a chance to redo it yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you my method that I use just to redo these needles. Very simple. Now I'm going to zoom you in a bit, okay, just so you can get a bit more, get it out of the way. Okay, so basically all you take is 2 bits of wood. I use pine because it's quite soft and it's not going to affect the needle overtly, but literally it's a case of one piece of wood flat down on the surface. You then just grab your needle and rest it on that bit of wood. No pressure, anything like that, just rest it on the bit of wood. And then you just drop your other bit of wood on top, and again you just rest it. Don't push, don't hold or anything, just rest it on top, and you pull your needle through like that. And what you do is you do it on the edge, you just keep going. You can feel it when it catches, and got to make sure that this edge is kept at an angle like that, so that the edges do meet. And you just keep pulling your needle through, and that's had about 6 passes already. And already it started to straighten. So I'm just going to, a few more passes. I'm trying to do this so you guys can keep it in focus. Right, let's just, here we go. Okay. Right, so now that's had about 10 passes. Now I always check my needles just by dragging it over my finger. I think the fingers are much more sensitive than anything else you could have. And now that kink has completely gone. Okay, there's no, I can't feel anything on my finger whatsoever. And just to give you an idea, obviously this needle hasn't been out of shot, so just so that you can see. Nice round flat needle again. And it's as simple as that. Just not too pressure, just, it doesn't matter if it takes 20 passes to do it, if it's really bad. I mean, the idea is to go softly, and that is it. And as you can see, I've now got, rather than going out and spending and buying a new needle, I've got a needle that's going to work fine again, and that'll be good. You can do that 2 or 3 times before they start to get a bit weak and snap. But that's it, that's the review. So I hope you found that useful. Back to the show. Well, I hope that's been helpful. I know it's saved me quite a few pounds over the last couple of years, and because I do go through needles like no one's business. I don't know, it's just when you're in a hurry, you put it in. Usually when you put it in the slot, either on this isn't too bad, but I've got a plastic one screwed to my desk, and I always putting the needle, instead of putting it in the hole completely, I'm jamming it down the sides, and obviously that does that, or when I'm cleaning the needle or whatever. So that saved me a few bucks. So so there you go. So we're just going to go on to Paul's builds now and just see how Paul is with his builds.
Hi guys, quick video which is going to cover my upcoming reviews for the channel, as well as my current builds and any upcoming videos we've got for the channel as well. So my reviews, I didn't quite get done the reviews I wanted to last month, which is namely the Tyran 5 and Tamiya's Mustang. So they will be going up this month. The Tyran 5 will be up very soon, either just before or just after the new show, depending on when I can get it to Lee and he can get it up, pardon the pun. Next up will be Tamiya's 132 Mustang. That'll be our big inbox review for this month, November. Looking forward to this one. Fantastic kit, as I said last month. Sorry I didn't get them done, just times ran away with itself this month. I'm very busy with other things, as well as the forum, which is just manic at the minute, which is fantastic. All you guys are posting your builds and just participating, becoming a really friendly, great place to be. Absolutely loving ISM at the minute, and you guys are making it just absolutely superb. Even Cohen as well. So that's my big review for this month, November. And also Edouard's limited edition SU27. It's the limited edition Profi pack, so everything's in there. You get all the brass in, resin cockpit, resin exhausts, everything you could dream of is in there. All the photo etch parts, masking set, the lot. That camo scheme is what drew me to this kit, and I'm going to enjoy doing that. I'll be using the ACAM paints I've used on the MiG, which you'll see in a minute, so I'm really looking forward to that. So they're my 3 reviews for this month. Like I say, apologies for the others not coming out quite in time, but as I say, life gets in the way sometimes. Upcoming videos, I'm going to do, we'll carry on with the technique guide on the FX 109. We'll cover pre-shading. We'll also get, it's not forum related but it is for me, is my next E-model video, which is the Tamiya 132 Corsair. So that'll be up sometime through the month. And also I'm going to do a guide on using Alclad for the forum. So I'll cover priming, finishing it, sanding, what have you, getting it prepped for the actual metal finish. Put the metal finish down, and then clear coating it as well. So I'll do a full guide on that for the forum as well. Again, if you've got any ideas for any guides or anything you'd like to see on the forum, just pop it on International Scale Modeler and we'll sort something out for you if we can get it done. Not a problem at all. We'll move over to the desk now, the workbench, and I'll go through my current builds. Okay, over on the workbench, and we're at my current builds this month where I'm at. Nothing spectacular in the first two, but the MiG's taken quite a different step when we saw it last. This is the Airfix 148-109 that I'm currently building for ISM's technique guide. The only thing that's changed is it's been primed. She's had a full Vallejo grey primer treatment all over. As you know, I've had a bit of trouble with Vallejo primer lately. Inconsistencies from bottle to bottle. This is my older bottle that's sprayed perfectly. There's no fault on this whatsoever. Absolutely flawless finish. Not sure how hard wearing it is, but I've switched over to AK primers now, and they'll be using in future. So that's all ready for pre-shading, which will be a part coming up very soon. And I'll be glad to get this thing out of the way because it's cluttering up a little bit. But obviously it takes time doing these parts and filming them, so it's just one of those things. So there's one. Second one is my Tamiya 132 Corsair. I'm building 3 models. We're at the exact same step we were in the last video I made. If you look on the overhead, all the rear sections been sprayed, weathered. Probably do a little bit more weather in there to maybe, I don't know, highlight a few areas. The front cockpit's done, as you've seen many times before. I can get that back out. I just need to hand paint some of the controls, do the usual highly thinned wash I did in this. That can all be glued in, and then the 2 halves buttoned up together, and then we can really get cracking with this build, because I have taken my time doing the cockpit just to get it how I wanted it. You can see the dark wash in the back. Probably just add a few more details in there. I'll see what I can do to make it a bit more interesting. So there's that one. What all my time's been spent on this month, when I have been modelling, which I haven't been doing anywhere near as much as I'd like to have done, is on the Great Wall Hobby MiG. Last time you saw this, it was just primed. ready for paint. So it's had all its camo colours painted on with the ACAM paints, as you can see over there. Pre-shaded it, post-shaded it, added different tonal variations in the paint. Underneath, she's same again, pre-shaded, all various different tonal colours to give it interest and depth. The cockpit, as you've just seen, the canopy, I actually removed. I cut it out so I can have it displayed either open or shut, depending how I like. I've never ever done a jet before with an open canopy. In fact, this is probably my only third jet I've ever made. I'm only my second 148, so quite proud of this one at the minute. It's looking rather good. The decaling stage, as you can see, we go overhead. Shark mouth on the front, awesome. I absolutely love shark mouth aircraft. The various Russian symbols, markings, what have you, and then if the camera will pick it up, stenciling. We're probably about halfway through. Quite monotonous, but worth it in the end. Tonal variations are great. I think they look absolutely superb. It's my first time really doing those, and I'm very impressed with how it looks. Beautiful faded paintwork from the ACAM paints. Absolutely superb paints. Really do like them. As you can see, she's rather glossy at the minute because she's been glossed up, ready for decaling, which we're halfway through. Added some Mr. Hobby metal colour to the back. That's non-buffable. That's just I think it's aluminium colour. We then moved on to the exhausts, which these were sprayed. If I zoom in a little bit, you can see Mr. Hobby buffable. So we had a lighter aluminium colour inside, and I think it was a dark iron on the outside. You can see the before and after I buffed them on the form. We've got a nice shine there. So what I'll do, especially on the inner parts, bit of a weather and wash inside. Not quite sure the colour yet. It'll probably be the hardy thin Tamiya I always use, just to give it a bit of depth and interest, but they're going to look absolutely superb. So a pair of those. If you haven't used Mr. Hobby buffable before, give it a go. Absolutely brilliant paint. They're going to look very nice in position on the back of the MiG. Whether the correct colour, I don't know. I'm not really that bothered, to be honest, but they're going to look rather nice on the back. Like I say, I will weather up the the insides of it a bit. It's going to be add a bit more interest. So really enjoying this build, absolutely loving the kit, and I've heard that they're bringing out a 148 F15 in November, so that'll be a definite kit I'm going to buy, because very impressed with the fit and finish. Just a minimum amount of filler was used on this. Really can't fault the kit at all. It's a beautiful kit. It's not cheap at all, I understand that, but I've had no dramas at all. You've got posable flaps, ailerons, and the tail was as well, but glued in position, and it's looking very good. So once the decaling's done, we give another gloss coat. It'll be given a going over of Ultimate Weather and Wash Dark Dirt, the Mark II new one, which I'll have in a couple of days, because mine's drying a bit light at the minute. So it'll be given a coat over of that, then it'll be matte finished, and we'll get cracking with everything else. The other thing I've done, and again this took quite a while to do, was the ordnance, various different missiles, what have you, fuel tank. So they were painted up in white, masked, sprayed in I think it was an iron colour, and the nose cone in an FS grey. So they're looking rather smart. These are absolutely beautifully detailed, absolutely fantastic addition to the kit. Really, really well made. The other ones, so again these need decaling as well. So they're all ready for that. Got all the pylons done, if I grab them quickly. So again, nicely detailed. They need weathering, and they need another colour just sprayed on top. And the centre fuel tank as well, which is all glued together, filled. It needs decaling, bit of a wash on there to get it looking used and old and what have you. And we'll be nearly done. Next build after this for me, obviously continue with the others. I'm going to start my Tamiya 132 F16, and I am looking forward to building that. I just need to get some time to crack on with this where I can relax and get it going, because I'm really impressed with this at the minute and hoping it's going to look absolutely brilliant once done, but we'll soon see. So that's where we are with my kits. Not a major drastic move from last time, quite a bit done on the MiG. But the others, obviously making videos takes a lot of time, uploading them and what have you, so it does eat into a lot of your modelling time, so sometimes you can't quite get as done as much as you like, as it always is, unfortunately. But hopefully next month I'll have a lot more done for you, and we'll see how we get on. So I'll take you back to Lee, and I'll see you on the forum.
Thanks for your update, Paul. As you can see, that MiG is looking a little bit tasty there, and obviously his future builds and everything. Now, obviously, Paul went through what he's going to review this month, which is the SU-27 limited edition and the Mustang. Now, my reviews that are coming up for this month, so let me just go through them for you. They will be the B-17G Flying Fortress. This is for the Guillo's version. This will be up this month because this is going up in a competition with someone on the site. We still haven't decided what we're going to do for the competition, but it is going to be quite simple. We might do one like the 5 Craven Challenge, which is basically where we put a photo up and you've got to come up with the best caption. Best caption gets that. Now that's not a bad prize for a competition like that. I will also be doing the MiG-21 AMF Bunny Fighter Member Edition from Eduard. Now this, I joined the Bunny Fighter Club. I know I shouldn't have, it's expensive, etc. But it was just one of those nighttime things. I was laying in bed, I was bored, hit the bought button and away you go. So you get a t-shirt and obviously you get some privileges on Eduard with that, which I'll all include in the review when I do that. The colour scheme's a bit woohoo, but you know, I think it's got to be done just because it has got to be done. But yeah, so we've got that one coming up. We've got the M15 Ra'am, for which I bought off of a member on ISM. He's getting rid of a lot of his Israeli stuff, and I love the Israeli gear. I just love where they add and change the original designs and usually make them better. So that's going to come up in the Academy version. That's coming up next month as well. I've also got one of the ones that we should have been doing last month, but that is the Academy 135 German King Tiger, the last production one. That's going to come up this month as well. We've also got a review of the helicopter support kit from Airfix. That's coming up next month as well. And also we're going to have a review of the 135 Leopard from Raval. So quite a bit coming up for next month, as you can see. We don't mind letting people know what we're going to review as well. So that's we've got tons and tons to get out. So we're going to be doing a lot of videoing next month. But if there's anything specific that you guys would like to see that's coming out next year, we'll try and take bookings. If there's anything that interests myself or Paul, then we'll put it on the list. And if they think, well, actually, yeah, we'd like to do that one anyway, then let us know. Come on the forum and post it, or you know, pop it in the comments below or something. That would be smashing. Okay, so now so just going to do a quick review is next of a Vallejo paint set, one of the model colour sets that you can buy for a certain thing. Now I bought the Naval Steam era sets because it was close to most of the colours that I needed to do my Judge Dredd build. But here's a quick review of it anyway. Okay, so just another quick paint review. This is the Vallejo model colour range. This is the Naval Steam era set. 70146, and you get 2, 4, 6, 8. You get 16 paints in there, and I think the price was about £20–25. So I don't think that's bad actually. It's a lot less than £2 a bottle for sure, about £1.50ish. So for value, it's quite good. The box itself is very heavy. It's actually very heavy, a lot heavier than you'd think it would be. On the back, it's just advertising for Vallejo's other stuff. Nothing special, but yeah, Naval Steam era. Now the reason I got this particular one model colour one is because there's a lot of colours in there that I plan to use for Judge Dredd on the GB, non-figure GB, and there's a lot there that I've picked out this set rather than any other set because there's a lot of the colours there I can use with very slight mixing with the other colours that are included in this set. I think I can get all the colours that I need for my Judge Dredd figure. I may have to get maybe 1 or 2 extra, but I think this pretty much covers the whole lot. So that's excellent. So let's have a look inside. It comes presented on a tray. Inside the tray, obviously, it's normal model colour. Now the only other bottles of model colour I got are gold and silver. Again, now I got these for the Judge Dredd, and then I didn't realise that there was already a gold. Oh no, it's not gold, it's brass. So a mixture of those two might actually get to the colour that I want for the gold on Judge Dredd. But apart from that, you've pretty much got every colour, set covered there. You got the yellow, the ochre. Yellow ochre apparently is a big colour in figure painting. It's used a lot. I don't know myself, obviously haven't done any figures yet, so I'm really looking forward to doing this and getting in close with the brush and everything. But yeah, I mean that's a nice kit. I was surprised by the weight. Oh, inside there's also a little. Oh, that's very nice. That's good. I like that. That's a nice touch from Vallejo. You got a nice colour chart, a model colour chart. So there's the whole lot on there. You can download all of these charts from our website as well. We've got all of the colour charts for all the leading paint manufacturers. But that's nice. I do like. I'm trying to make space to put these on somewhere because I've got lots of colour charts and I want to hang them up because I think they look really nice in the background. But that's a nice little touch from Vallejo to include that. So while you're working, you've actually got a good reference there. So yeah, nice touch. I'm impressed. But overall, it's a nice little paint set, and I say it's particularly for a naval steam era. Oh, there you go. I knew I was going to do that. But that will be particularly for some make of models. I'm not particularly sure which, but that will work in some universe, some figures of some sort. But overall, I think that's really good. I'm quite impressed with that. I'm really impressed with the little colour chart that's included in there. That's a really nice touch. But overall, I think that's really good value for money, the amount of colours you get in there. So that is the Vallejo model set for naval steam era. Hopefully that was helpful to you. I know they're not brilliant reviews, the paint reviews, there's not a lot we can do until we've tested them, but I've got to say Paul's tested nearly every single paint out there and he says they're great. You can airbrush model colour paints, but I think it takes a lot of getting used to and a lot of getting right. But there are definitely some handy colours in there. And again, if for brush painting, I'm undecided whether to go down the model colour route or the Lifecolor route. I think I might go down the Lifecolor route because they're a lot easier to spray. And they do smell funny though, they just smell like emulsion paints. Anyway, I just wanted a quick touch on our YouTube channel forum on ISM as well. As you may know, we've got a section for people who've got their own YouTube channels to come on over and have your own forum specifically for your channel, where you can post reviews, have conversations. If anyone's got any questions to ask you, they can pop them down on there. Proving really popular, and people are getting a lot more subs because of it. So if you do want your own YouTube forum channel, then please come over to ISM, register, just pop me a quick email saying I'd like my own channel forum, and then all you got to do is tell people that you're, a lot of people have got their forums all set up and everything and posted in there, and some of them are a bit quiet and they don't know why. But the thing is, if you don't tell people on your YouTube channel, if you say on your YouTube channel, look, I've got a forum over on ISM, come on over there, we can have a chat on there. If you don't tell people about your forum on your videos, then no one's going to know about it, apart from the only people who are going to know are the people on the forum. But if you do want to get yours more active and your forum more active and more subs and more interest and things like that, let people know that you've got this forum over on ISM. Okay, so yeah. Now anyway, so do that. We've got quite a few now. What we will say though is if they're inactive, if you don't post anything up there for 6 to 8 weeks, we've got a couple now that are just going to be pulled off because there's just been no activity, no one's posted anything. Like they've asked us to set one up and then not bothered to use it. We are going to delete them. So if you've got one on there that you haven't accessed for a while, get on there, post one of your vids on there just to show that you are still using it, because if not, obviously it all takes up server space, and we can give that space to someone else who will use it a lot better. But there, anyway, right, one last review for this month. We're going to do a review on the Ultimate Modelling Products Modeller's Sanders. These are new range of sanders that come onto the market, and I love these sanders, mainly because of their shape. They've been specially formulated, and people have actually worked on them to get the shape right for modelling. So instead of just having a flat straight file, these are actually help with the way you actually file. So I'll do a quick review, go through it all in the review, but so here it is. Okay, so the Ultimate Modeller's Sanders, these are a new product that's just come on the market, and I've got to say I'm extremely impressed with them, as I know Paul is as well. We've been testing these for UMP for quite a while now, along with some of their other products. They approached us and said, look, can we test them for them? We said, yep, we're more than happy to. So we've been using these solely for 4 or 5 months now, and I've got to say they are awesome. And the reason that you look at them and first think, well, that's a bit of a strange shape, but the shape is actually quite important to the way that the sanders themselves work. Now the sanders, they come in 6 different flavours at the moment. You've got a 100 and 180, so on one side it's really rough 100 and 180. Now these, I doubt many people will be using these much because that is quite rough, but I've got to say I have used them. You do need them, especially if you squeeze, if you like me, you Tamiya and you squeeze your welds shut and things with the Tamiya extra thin, or if you I mean for CA and things like that, they're brilliant. So but you've got the 220 by 220, which is pretty much an all-purpose sander, and this will be your mainstay. This was the one that you'll use the most, I'm sure. It's just smooth enough to not bite into the plastic too much, but it's just rough enough to take it down where you need it. And this, I would imagine, will be your mainstay. It is mine anyway. You've also got these. Now I like these. These are the 240 1200 packs. On one side you've got a 240. Now even though that's a higher grit than the 220, it's actually rougher because they're a thinner pad. It actually works out that this actually takes away more than the 220 because that's nice and soft. That conforms better, so it doesn't actually take away too much. And then you've got the 1200 on the other side, which is great for a quick buff and smooth out before you hit it with the buffer. Now this again is another all-purpose pad that I use quite a lot, and pretty much those are the two that I use the most. Mainly because you're either using that one or you're using that one. It's one or the other. It depends on what you're doing and what part of the model you're doing, etc. They do a multi-pack which has one of those, each of those in it, which is very handy. So if you do use them quite often, if you use all 3 regularly, then that's quite a handy pack to have. They've got a triple pack of the buffers. Now the buffers are excellent. They're just the right grits on there, and I've got to say, I think one's about 3,000 and the other's about 12 or 15,000 or something like that. I think, you know, it is a buffer. They haven't put the grits on it because there's no point really, because there is a buffer. But this green one, again, it's like the 220 in the fact that it's not really super smooth, but it will take any gouges out that you've got left from either of these two. That green one will take them out, and it just leaves you with the white one to buff it up really to the high shine. It actually takes it back to really shiny plastic, you know, most plastic is. So they're absolutely ideal. And the one that I would imagine most people would buy, because you get a free one basically, is the starter pack, and you get 4 in there. You get 1 of each of all of those. So you get a 180, a 220, a 240 / 1200, and the buffer as well. So if you want to give these sanders a try, then that would be the obvious choice, because it's got 1 of each in there, and you can see, well, I'm going to use those more than that. So then you buy the triple pack next time, and maybe 1 of those, because those are the ones you're going to use, or whatever. But let's get those out of the way. Now the sanders themselves, as you can see, I use them a lot, and are really handy. Now the reason is this shape is quite specific. Now I haven't got anything to hand that I can sand for you, but I do have my old test Mark 1A awful raised panel lines Spitfire, which I use for mucking about on, as you can see. Now let's do it on the sort of like the all-purpose one. As you can see, once you've used these a couple of times, the top of the grit tends to go, and they are absolutely perfect once you've knocked them down a bit. I mean, sometimes I will just run them over the mat a couple of times just to get the roughness out, or over a bit of wood or whatever, just to take that initial roughness off, because that always helps. The same with all my sanders. I've always done that. You know, literally, you just get a bit of wood, few passes like that, and you've taken off the rough of it, and then you just wipe it on a kitchen towel to get the wood out there. But then that takes a complete roughness off of it. Good tip there. But anyway, so you look at this shape and you think, well, that's a bit of a weird shape, but when you hold it, you actually hold it naturally. It's a natural hold, because of the shape of it. Your fingers curled, you know, because your fingers aren't straight or anything like that. They are actually curled when you clench your thing, and that fits your fingers like that perfectly. And that's the whole point of it, apparently. And when you sand with straight sanders, you have to force yourself into sanding straight rather than it being a natural thing. Now with these, they're natural because your hand and wrist move in a sloping motion, so you actually find yourself going like this, actually keeping that in a straight line, a lot easier than you would a straight file, because that actually conforms to the way that your wrist and arm action on a thing. You have two straight edges on there as well if you want to get into the tight parts and all that lot, you know, so there are straight edges on there. There's two small ends. You've got a rounded and a square end. I don't know what the difference is between a rounded and a square end, but it does mean to say that without having to cut them up or anything like that, you can get into small places and things like that. But what they did say to us is said, don't use that all the time, the small end, use further down, okay, which is perfectly fine because it's quite thin at the two ends, so it allows you the room to be able to do that, rather than, you know, having to cut it up or, you know, use the ends all the time. And then they said just use the end when you need it, and then the rest of the time use the rest of it, and it lasts a lot longer, and it's a brilliant tip that has really worked out well for me. But I love these, and I've got to say that they really are, no matter what you're doing, so you can get right in there wherever you want to go. The buffer itself, you can see this paint on there. Okay, see that buffer will take that paint out, okay, and that will take that layer of paint I've put on there. There's no primer or anything, and literally you buff afterwards and it goes all squeaky, and you can see that. I doubt if you'll be able to see this, but that is, you can see where I've buffed it there and how shiny and nice it is. Okay, so it really does a really good job, and that's, I mean, it's a good canopy system there for doing. I've done a couple of canopies with lines in, with mould lines in, and it's actually a good system for taking the canopy down. You've got this rough one, the 240, but obviously take the edge off of it, take the canopy line down with that, because it's a thinner thing, it doesn't conform so much, so you're not going to take the rest of the canopy away. So do with that because it's a little bit harder. Then I'll just slightly touch over with this one, and then I might go back with that one, touch again with this one, and then it's with the buffer and the very fine thing on there. But you know, I actually love these things, and they've done me absolutely proud on all my models. And I've got to say, I've got rid of all my other. These are the only ones I've got again. I don't need anything else, you know, and they work for me. But as I say, I think they're excellent little products, and I know Ultimate have brought out a few products recently, and they all seem to be top notch. So I've got to say, I'm quite impressed with them. But anyways, that is the Ultimate Modeler Sanders, and as I say, there's 6 different things there. So I hope you enjoyed it. I know I use them, so you know, give them a go if you want. Take care now. Cheers. Bye bye. Well, I hope you found that useful. I know I love these sanders. It's the only sanders I use now. I don't need to use anything else. I know Paul rates them as well a lot. And as I say, I've done 3 whole models. Well, actually, all my models for the last 4 months have been done on them, and I have no complaints whatsoever. I think they're excellent. So yeah, so great. Well done, UFP. Lastly, before I close the show, I just want to do a few shout outs. Now obviously first one goes to Alex the Blue for donating his compressor and airbrush for a prize, for we have, again, obviously we haven't sorted out what it is yet. Thanks Alex, it's absolutely cracking, mate. Well done. Thank you very much. Obviously to Greg Chase for donating the B17G game, which will be going out this month in a competition of some sort or another. There's going to be loads of competitions this month and in December, so run up to Christmas, loads of prizes for people to win, and obviously hopefully have a good Christmas with some new models and everything. Another one is I want to share Mr. Bob's Builds. Now Rob on the forum does figure painting, hasn't got many subs, new YouTube channel, but I love the way he presents his work and how he does it and everything. And Rob, I'm sorry, but you've got a really quirky voice, and I love it. I love his voice when he's commentating on his videos, and I think he's got a unique style, and it really works. It does it for me anyway. So I want to recommend Mr. Bob's Builds. Here's the link to the channel. And I really want to see Bob gets a lot more subscribers, because I think he's really worth it. It's really top notch as well. Quality of the videos are excellent as well. And obviously going to recommend Cohen C, our very own. I think his YouTube channel is Lord Cohen. Lord Cohen. I bow to thee, Lord Cohen. I love Cohen's channel just because he talks crap, and sometimes for an hour. All right, Mike. but yeah, great channel, and I'll keep promoting that one because I love his channel and I love Mike. I think he's a smashing guy as well. I don't want to have your children though, mate. Okay. And another one is obviously Gary making models again. I don't know if his symbol's Innerfix, a play on the Airfix thing. Now I love Gary's sense of humour. It's very dry, very droll, and it's right in my ballpark humour wise. Does some great videos. He's you know, great presentation on his channel and everything, and he's an absolutely cracking builder. I mean, the things that he can do with miniatures 1/144 is absolutely second to none. I mean, I wouldn't have the patience to do what he does, and I love his builds, I love his channel, and I love his humour. So I think if I know a lot of you probably are already members on his channel, but if not, go over to Making Models again, subscribe, watch some of the videos, you won't be disappointed. The last one is Carsten Tight Head Prop. Now, I don't know if any of you know a lot about this guy. It's just one of those channels I stumbled upon late at night, and again, I do love I love a bit of quirkiness, and I'll say that in the nicest possible way, Carsten. Okay, and I love people that are just a little bit different on YouTube and that stand out a bit. And Carsten's channel is great. He loves the AK products. Does a few reviews on AK products and things like that. I think he's mainly a gaming painter, I think, but he does military as well. Again, I just like watching his videos, and I love the way he presents them and everything as well. So I think you should all go over to Carsten Tighthead Prop and sub to him and have a quick chat to him as well. Yeah, smashing guy. So I just want to say a massive thank you to everyone else who gets involved with our YouTube channel, International Scale Modeler forums. And obviously all the people that donate stuff is unbelievable, but anyone else who gets involved with anything that we do, obviously a lot of people on our forum you know, say, oh, they love it and thanks to me and Paul and things like that, but really we don't deserve your thanks. We provide the framework, you provide the material and the soul and everything like that for our forums and the YouTube channel, and really it would be nothing without you guys. And you know, it's still, you know, Paul and I both, you know, when we FaceTime each other and things like that, we both say can't believe how well it's gone in such a short space of period, and it really is up to every single one of you. And I just want to say thank you to every single one of you, and I mean that to you and you. You know, it's just we are really chuffed with everything, and thank you very much. You know, most humble. But anyway, so that's the end of the show for this month. I hope you've enjoyed it. You know, please rate, subscribe, everything, comment below, be it good or bad. But hopefully you've liked the fact that there are no birds singing and not chirping, just the odd chirp here or there. I hope that's made it a bit more enjoyable for some of you. So without further ado, thank you very much. Goodbye. Until next time. See you later.